us get a financial aid or like some sort of aid for school? Special hands. Alright, and now how many of us out of pocket have to pay for school, like whether it be for books, classes, or like anything, supplies? Alright, well, Benjamin Franklin, inventor or most popular known for being on the face of the $100 bill, said that an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. And us as students, like it's not like attaining money is not something easy. So although like some of us may work or get financial aid, in most cases it doesn't cover for all of college's expenses. And so like me as someone who goes to school and gets financial aid but has to pay some out of pocket, and have friends that work full-time or pretty much practically full-time, I can relate to the stress of having to go to college and having to be tight with my money, I guess you could say. And us as hardworking students, we should be able to attend state colleges for free. And I'll talk about the cons of why it's having to pay for college. So firstly, I will discuss the student debt, and then I will talk about the stress, and then the possible solution. So according to the study of student debt and the class of 2013 by Matthew Reed and David Cochran, 69% of seniors who graduated from a public or private non-profit college in 2013 graduated with a student loan debt of $28,000, and that's it's a lot. And another astonishing number is that in an article by Katrina Van Den Heuvel in the Washington Post on May 2012, she states that student loan debt exceeds over that big amount of number. Anyone want to guess what number that is? Can you real quick?
1 trillion.
1 trillion. Exceeds $1 trillion, which is more than the credit card debt of Americans. But unlike that, student loan debt can be paid with can be extinguished with bankruptcy or other programs to help pay it. And California is ranked 49 in the USA, and out of all 50 states, it's ranked 49 for the average debt, which is $20,000. And in a survey done by Project StudentDebt.org, 93% of students who graduated from CSULA in the year of 2013 graduated with a student loan debt of an average of $18,000. So imagine you just got your diploma and you're ready to go work and gain money, but that money is pretty much not going to go to you. You have to pay your debt. And so now that I discussed the debt in our country, I will talk about the stress that we have to deal with. And me as some of my friends work at a bowling alley close to where I live, and sometimes they'll show up at my house in the morning, after work, at 1 in the morning, and just come over and ask if they can stay and do homework at my house, because they know that if they'll go home, they'll just knock out and they're just don't care. They woke up the next day stressed out about what to do with their homework, and and so if debt and getting in debt, having to deal with homework and work isn't stressful enough, according to the National Center for Education Statistics, the graduation rate of 59% of first-time bachelor students are graduating within 6 years. So imagine having to deal with all that, juggling work and homework and school, all at once for more than 6 years. It's really stressful. And 8 in 10 college students report feeling stressed at any time, according to the American Institute of Stress, which is an increase of 20% over the past 5 years. And And stress isn't good for you because it causes like health issues like higher blood pressure or a weaker immune system, ulcers, and an increased chance of getting heart attacks. So we don't want to do the stress. So now that I've talked about the debt and the stress that it comes behind it, I'm talking about a possible solution. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities showed that in 2013, our government used 19% of its federal tax dollars, which is around $643 billion, on defense and international security assistance, and only 1% on education. So 19% on our armies and defenses, and only 1% on education. In an article in the Atlantic written by Jordan Weissman on January 3rd, 2014, he stated that it simply would take like about $62.6 billion to be able to fund college for all students. And so by just taking just 70 million maybe from that defense that we're using for the defense, that would be enough to pay for all students to have free college. So now that I've discussed about the debt and the possible solution, we can conclude. So college education should just be free for all students because we deserve it. We want to get a degree. We want to do good for ourselves. It's a shame for those who can't go to college because of money. And so first I talked about the debt that it leaves on the students, and then I discussed the stress and the possible solution. So the future is ours to mold. It only takes one state to start a movement, and why not make California that state to make tuition free?